Hey, second grade, it's great to see all of you back again. It's Miss Crawl here, and today we're going to be working on reading with expression. So let's take a moment before we jump in and talk about what that means. So when we're reading, we really want to work hard at not reading like a robot. You've probably heard your teachers say they want you to work on your fluency and to be fluent readers. That just means your teachers want you to be able to read like you and I are having a conversation. We don't want to read like a robot. We want to read nice and fluent. And part of being a fluent reader is having expression in your reading. So let's take a moment and talk about what expression means. So that means you're conveying the feeling or emotion of that sentence. So if you're asking a question, maybe your voice sounds confused. If you have an exclamation, we talked about this, and there's an exclamation point, you know that strong feeling and emotion. So maybe you're a little bit louder when you say it. You have more excitement. Or if it's a command, maybe you know you need to be stern. Put the trash away, right? Maybe you put a little emphasis in your voice. When you read with expression, you're reading like the sentence is portraying that, right? You want the sentence to have those different emotions. So let's talk about a couple of things. A lot of times when you ask a question, did you put the groceries away? We kind of have our voice go up at the end to kind of signify a question. So that's one way that we can show emotion. An example of the exclamation is we say a little bit louder, right? What a great day. We get excited. We show that emotion. In a command, we might have our voice be a little more stern. Go put the dishes away. And that's a way to read with expression as well. Another thing we can do when reading with expression, and if we're reading a story and there's dialogue, right, a character's talking, maybe we change our voice to match that character and to portray what that character might sound like. So reading with expression is mostly just about reading like the sentence wants us to, reading like the sentence has that emotion, right? We don't want to read like this. We don't want to be reading monotone either. Just like when you and I have a conversation, our voices go up and down and change, and that keeps the conversation going and interesting. It's no fun that when your teacher's reading a story. I want you to think of when your teacher reads a story out loud. Could you imagine if he or she just read the story in this voice the whole entire time, never stopped to move her voice or his voice up and down, always talked like this? It wouldn't be very fun, right? The thing that makes the stories exciting is when your teacher whispers if someone's whispering, changes their voice to match a character, gets loud when there's excitement, gets stern when there's a command. The voice goes up when there's a question. That makes that reading fun. And that's what reading with expression is all about. So I have a couple sentences for us, and I just want to practice us reading these with that expression. So the first couple I'm going to read, and I'm going to talk you through why I make my voice do that. Then you and I are going to do a couple together, and then I'm going to have you try some. So we are going to start with this top one, and I'm going to kind of show you guys how I read it and think of it. So first I just need to read it. Did you find your rain boots? Well, the punctuation is super helpful for us to know how to read this. Well, there's a question. So I know that or question mark. So I know that this is a question and I'm asking a question. So I know that maybe my voice would go up at the end to signify it's a question. Did you find your rain boots? See how my voice went up and down? I don't read it. Did you find your rain boots? That doesn't help me know it's a question. Did you find your rain boots? The next one. The duck is yellow. That's a statement, right? We know that. We talked about it. And it ends with that period. So I probably won't do anything crazy with my voice. The duck is yellow. Maybe add a little bit more oomph to it so I'm not just lazy and sounding monotone. But I don't need too much just because it has that period, right? The duck is yellow. Let's look at the next one. Hurry, it's raining. Well, we see there's an exclamation point, so we know this is an exclamation, strong feeling, strong emotion, so we need to show that in our voice. Hurry, it's raining. Hurry, it's raining. Perfect. All right, we are going to try these next couple ones. Well, I guess I should say you. We're going to challenge you. So, do you want to fly the kite? Do you want to fly the kite? Well, we see that there's a question, so we know question mark, so we know it's a question. So I want you to think, how could you add expression to this? I want you to go ahead and say the sentence with expression. Go ahead. Yeah, we could have our voice go up and down, especially at the end. Do you want to fly the kite? Do you want to fly the kite? This next one, it is so windy. It is so windy. Well, I want you to pay attention. What is this? An exclamation point. So we know this is an exclamation, strong feeling, strong emotion. Go ahead and say the sentence with expression. Let me hear you. Yeah, it is so windy. It is so windy. Get that emotion going. All right, second grade, awesome job. We're going to do 2 more. All right, I want you to look at this one. So I'm going to read it, and then I want you to just say it with expression. And then we're going to go over why we read it that way after. I really want you guys to try this one by yourselves. So it says, wow, look at that rainbow. Let me read it one more time. Wow, look at that rainbow. I want you to go ahead and say it out loud with expression, of course. Yeah, so we would read this, wow, look at that rainbow. Let me say it one more time. Wow, look at that rainbow. I have excitement and emotion in my voice. Why? Because there's an exclamation point, and I know an exclamation has that emotion and feeling. Last one I want you to try. Again, I'm going to read it, and then I want you to say it with expression. We'll talk about it after. Where is the umbrella? Where is the umbrella? All right, go ahead and say it with expression. Let me hear you. Yeah, so we would say this. Where is the umbrella? Where is the umbrella? And I do that with my voice because I see a question mark here, and I know this is a question. So I need to change my voice, my expression, to ask a question. All right, second grade, that was awesome. I really, really want to challenge you to start really thinking about reading with expression. Even if, before you go to bed, or your reading log, if you're doing that, and maybe mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, aunt, uncle, whoever reading with you, when you're reading out loud to them, read it with expression. Show them this, practice this. Like I said, this is going to make you an even better reader than you already are. So use that punctuation to help you know, what should your voice be doing? We want that story to come to life, and the way to make our words and the stories come to life is by using our voice and changing it. Like I said, I want you to think about if your teacher read stories and left his or her voice in this tone and never went up and down, never added expression, it would not be very interesting, would it? So I'm really challenging you to start thinking about this and using this every single time you read. All right, second grade, see you next time.